Hello and welcome to My Wildlife Year, week 33. I think it's going to be quite a short one this week. I haven't edited it all together, but I just don't seem to have very much video. Part of the reason for that is I've been quite busy organising things, doing a lot of sort of like organising in my workshop, and also for workshops online. There'll be more news of that during the video. So enjoy My Wildlife Year, week 33. I always just check out my pond at night, and can you see that? Frog just sitting in the little ramp that I've built. It's amazing. You know, you just put in a pond and the wildlife comes. Here's another slug. I've seen them most nights, just having to seem to come down and have a drink. It's a leopard slug. It's so cool to have a pond. I've wanted a pond in my garden for years. I had one through at mum and dad's a few years ago, but I get filled in and I moved away and they weren't able to look after it anymore. But yes, I'm so pleased to have this and that the wildlife started to arrive. Well, I'm up at Bidrill. There's Bidrill Parish Church behind me, one of my wife's churches. It's one of the three churches that make up the Leopard Slug parish. So I'm just popping in to do something for my wife because we're going to open up the church. But I'm just recording this because there's some really nice wildlife up and around here. You never know what I'm going to see, so I thought I'd do a bit just in case I see something. Well, just checking around the windows in here. There's a remnants of a peacock butterfly. In fact, I don't know whether that's the other part of the peacock butterfly or another one. And there's also a wasp there. Right. Well, I just found this dead bat in the corner. It's a pipistrelle. It's obviously been there for quite a while. There's not much left of it, so it's a bit of a shame, but I'll just remove it. You can actually see the wings, bones there. It's basically fingers. So I'll take it off, take it away and dispose of it. Well, we've got another wood mouse in the trap, so take it and pop it in a tub and take it for release. Here's the wood mouse. It was jumping about a second ago because I was just about to do a bit why I called them mini kangaroos, but this one stopped. So I'll pop it in a tub and take it for release. Right. Let her go. Well, she was. There's a little moth there. I can't remember what this one's called, but I do know it. I'll pop the name up the top as usual. At what used to be my local village hall before we moved to Denham, and there's a bat roost up there in the roof, but unfortunately bats keep finding their way in here. Now normally, during the normal year, I would come in and check regularly, and if anyone finds any, they would call me, But unfortunately, because of COVID, that's not happened. So I'm just up to
check. I got word that there might be some dead bats up here, so I'm just going to come and check. I've been given the okay to come in and look. Here's some here at the door, unfortunately. So I'll keep having a look around, see if there's any more. Just don't know where the bats get into, come into the hall. I know there's sort of, that looks as if there's holes up there, but that's actually just a sound baffle. That's a solid wall behind there, because those baffles were actually put up to suppress an echo. There's still a bit of an echo in here, don't know how they can hear. But they're put up there, so that's a solid wall. Only place I can think of is that they're crawling along and coming through that vent up there. Yeah, there. And then they're getting in and they can't find their way back out. I've just been having a look, because they get stuck in here, and unless I find them or someone else finds them, then they die from dehydration and hunger, which isn't very nice. I'm just wondering if there's some way of cutting through here, right to the outside, just a small hole, because they come to this door because they can obviously feel air. Cut a wee hole there that could be plugged up during the winter months, but when the bats are here, take it out and then let the bats out. I'll speak to the village hall committee and see what they think.
Right, this is a little bankful. I caught it in my humane trap in the kitchen, and it left me with a bit of a dilemma because it was so young.
Basically, did I release it just outside the house and it would end up back in the kitchen and it would just be a yo-yo all the time, back and forth? Or did I take it away to my release site and release it there? But it was so young and it was tiny, as you saw. I was basically just going to be taking it to its death. That didn't sit well with me either, so what I've done is I've taken it into care. Not ideal, but basically going to get it going along. I'm going to get it in a bigger container and make it a bit more natural, put in some sort of some other materials, sort of vegetation and stuff like that, to get it used to that. But worst case scenario is I end up with a bankful with me long term, which, you know, would be no bad thing from a training point of view when I was doing small mammal workshops. But what I would really would like is to be able to release it when it's a bit older. The other one here, in here, I've got Chonky, the bat. This is basically most of the stuff here. Some of it already had, but the rest of it has been from my Amazon wish list from the wildlife rescue, and I'm still sort of, like, you know, so grateful to everyone that sent me stuff, and I've got more stuff on the way. I'm just sort of like amazed at the generosity of people. So yes, so basically this has got that. So it'll be, if it's small stuff, I'll be keeping them in little tubs like this, and they'll be able to sort of, like, you know, be able to keep this kept separate and safe. And anything bigger I'll be able to store under the table and down under here. Just need to give it a bit of a tidy out. So yes, that's my wildlife rescue bit. I don't know if you can see over there, there's a flying about, look here, there's a mixed flock. It looks like mixed flock of herring gulls and little blackback gulls. Quite often you'll find that flocks of gulls do. Oh no, Dexter, don't roll in it! Dexter just rolled in some sheep poo. Yuck. No! Guess who's giving Dexter a bath when he gets home? The swifts disappeared last week, but you can see here there's still a few swallows shooting about across the green, just feeding up. And I spotted a group of house martins a couple of days ago when I was out driving. So still some house martins kicking around. This year hasn't been as good for swallows, I would say. Not been as many around, certainly in this area. And also you can see there's lots of jackdaws out in the green tidying up any mess that's been made by people. A lot of people complain about a lot of the crow species, but they do a good job of cleaning up after us. So there's at least two swallows, I said swifts here, swallows flying about, just scooting over the green, picking up, in fact 3. So they'll soon be heading back to Africa for the winter. So an interesting question for you. What's the difference between a moth and a butterfly? Well, the answer is it's actually really hard to give a definition. In fact, there isn't one. Some people say that when a moth's wings are at rest, they point backwards, and a butterfly's wings are upright. But upright, well, what about the thorn? The thorn moths, they sit with their wings upright, pointing backwards. Well, what about things like, I'm just trying to think, pugs and ones like that, they don't sit with their wings backwards. And quite often you'll hear say that moths have feathery antennae and butterflies have club-shaped wings. Well, yeah, but there is actually sort of like, moths like the burnet moths, they have club-shaped antennae, so that doesn't quite work. And of course the other thing was, I was trying to remember there, and I've just remembered about the moths having their wings pointing backwards, sort of like down and then pointing backwards. Skipper butterflies often sit like that as well. So it's not quite as simple, and basically there's no easy answer to how to tell the difference between a moth and a caterpillar, a moth and a butterfly. In fact, there isn't really much difference at all. And it's not even as if you can say that butterflies fly during the day and moths at night, because there's plenty of day-flying moths as well. In fact, there's a whole book on the subject. I've just been at the post office getting this package weighed, and it's a very exciting package for me because it means that I can actually set up a new workshop. So I'll tell you in a minute what that's all about. Right, village greens like this can also sometimes people can think that just quite barren, but when you do something like this and put some flowers in it, look at, there's bumblebees there, that looks like either a buff-tailed or a white-tailed, and I saw, I'm trying to see it now, I saw a hoverfly. There's a hoverfly, can you see it? Just in there, and there's another one, in fact there's a couple over there just landing, so there's actually quite a few hoverflies here now. I've actually got my eye in. So things like this are absolutely brilliant for the wildlife, as well as looking great for the community. Somehow under here. There it is. Look at that tiny baby wood mouse. Absolutely tiny. So, what was in that mystery package earlier? Well, it's a carry-out tub, but in the carry-out tub is a little pair of plastic tweezers, forceps, and also 2 rather suspicious looking packages in foil. What's in them is owl pellets. Basically, putting everything in there, and that is a owl pellet dissection kit ready to go to be posted off to someone for my new online workshop, which is, not surprisingly, owl pellet analysis. There'll be, just like my introduction to small mammals, there'll be a pre-recorded bit, but after that everyone will actually be able to dissect a pellet or a pellet or two at home, because I'll be sending this out. It means you have to book well in advance. You have to book up to a week in advance, so that I've got time to post this out to you.
And because of that, a bit more work involved for me, and also expense in buying stuff, and for postage. So it's costing £30. It's happening on, first one's happening on 9th of September, Thursday 9th of September. And you book through Eventbrite, links in my social media. And hopefully I'll see you there. And if not, maybe I'll see you at the next one, because I'm hoping that these will be quite successful and I'll be doing more than one. One thing I'm doing is I'm limiting places on it. I'm only allowing 12 people on each one, just so that we're not there till midnight going through everyone's silly questions and stuff like that, but and everyone's pellets. But hopefully we'll be able to sort of like see on Zoom cameras what it is everyone's got. I haven't tried this before, so it could be interesting. But whatever happens, you're going to be able to, if you sign up for it, dissect your own owl pellet at home.
Here's a giant house spider that my daughter's just found, and can you see those sort of like little swellings at the end of its palps? That lets me know it's a male. So I'll be starting to come out and looking for females to mate with.
Well, as I said, quite a short one this week, but I hope you enjoyed it. And as well as my owl pellet workshop, which I'm really excited about, on September the 9th, I've also got another Introduction to Small Mammal workshop happening on Thursday the 2nd of September. You can book right up to 7 PM when the workshop starts for that one, because there's no preparation needed. I don't have to send anything out. So booking over the next couple of weeks, and it's £12. It lasts about an hour and a half. A pre-recorded hour-long presentation followed by a Q&A, and you get an attendance certificate and also access to a Google Drive folder with all the handouts and a copy of the video presentation. So what's going to be happening next week in week 34 of my wildlife year? I'm not sure. I haven't got that much planned definite. Got a couple of things that I might do, but we'll see. So hope to see you then for my wildlife year week 34. Take care, keep enjoying the wildlife. Bye.